Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I guess this is under the category of more adventures while waiting in line at the auto parts store. Anyway, I was kind of perusing the aisle, wondering if I could find the brand new set of these Micro Titan ratchets. Now I did a video where I took a pair of these and cut them down, basically turning this standard standard small ratchet into a little micro ratchet, and I did it with both the quarter square and the quarter hex. Well, it turns out that Titan now produces these two individual ratchets. They sell them, I guess, in a pair and individually. And at the auto parts store, they sell a lot of Titans, so I was looking around for this, and guess what I found? No, not these little micro ones, but an XL micro ratchet. Look at that guy. So what we have here, pop that off, is basically a long version of this 1/4 inch square swivel head. So you can see how these three stack up. And what kind of interested me in this is it's a very low profile, just kind of like this same design here. But it's roughly in the same length as this snap-on, as you can see. And the snap-on is a little bit more than the $22 that the Titan Micro XL sells for. And yes, I'm sure Titan realizes with their 11328 Micro XL ratchet that that's pretty much an oxymoron, you know, to have a Micro XL. But I do like this because it does give you a fairly long length. There's some good jimping here. I wasn't sure if they got to reuse any of the molding, but I don't see how these handles line up at all. You know, if you line up there, it doesn't fit. If you line up there, it doesn't fit. If you line up anywhere else. So this is a new molding for this ratchet, new casting. Simple design. You can see right here that it does have access if you want to adjust maybe the stiffness of these things with a hex wrench. It's not a high leverage tool. I did notice when I got it that there was some grinding at one particular point, so what I did is just spun it around a bunch and now it's fairly smooth. It's a 90 tooth ratchet, which is a bunch more teeth than this 72 tooth ratchet here that Snap-on has. Here's how it compares to the Vera. You can see it's considerably longer. And then this is that dedicated bit driving Snap-on flex head with the lock that I did a video on. And you can see it's actually a touch longer than that if I line up those. But of course this is a quarter square. What I'm looking for is if they are going to make a quarter hex version. Maybe they do. I haven't seen one, but that is now on my list because that might be just an ideal driver to have that kind of length, if you can imagine that. You know, something like that in a bit driving swivel head for 22 bucks. So kind of excited about that. While I was there, I noticed this. This is a Titan Auto Flex extension 1/4 inch drive, no flop. And what it is some kind of spring loading in this kind of universal joint where this flex head swivel on this extension that they say is about 6 inches, I believe. Somewhere in here, there it is. 6 inches. It is made in Taiwan. Both of these, I believe, are made in Taiwan. That seems to be the country of origin for a lot of Titan tools. Now I put a 10 millimeter on this, and in fact, yeah, it does hold it straight out. Look at that. No problem. But you get up to a 14 millimeter and it doesn't. It's 14 apparently is too big to hold up. Anyway, kind of an interesting idea. I guess that might allow you to align it and use it. Gain the advantages of a swivel without the flop. So there's that. Sometimes you can tighten these connectors up, kind of the U-joints, enough that you don't really have the flop, but then you end up increasing the stiffness. This really doesn't have any. It's kind of a neat design. the way that works. So anyway, I thought I'd bring that to your attention too, the AutoFlex extension with no flop. It does have the ability to, of course, drop in, you know, a 1/4 inch, just like that. And in fact, this is how I kind of ground down the crunchiness in the XL Micro, or Micro XL, which is XL Micro. But also, if you want to use this individually, you can use it like with a 7/8 or a 7/16, excuse me, wrench. This does fit on there, as does an 11mm. So if you wanted to crank something by hand, you could easily do it. So anyway, that concludes the latest adventure in waiting in line at the tool store with the Titan 1/4 inch XL Micro ratchet and the AutoFlex no flop 1/4 inch extension, universal extension. This is kind of exciting. This is a cool tool. You know, good for you, Titan. Anyway, let me know if you have seen one of the bit holding in the XL lengths out in the wild anywhere, or if these are even where you are located, and if they're plus or minus $22. Good design. Thanks, Titan. And with that, Doc out.